Yeah, it's finally the continuation of the Billy Mays World Domination Tour. Yeah, it's been out for a while, but sadly I just found the time to record now, even though I'm unemployed now, so I should have more time, but you know, just kinda was not in the mood for recording with all the unemployment stuff, but yeah, trying to record more, you know. Trying to record more reactions because I have monetization, and if I could only get my ad revenue to be $2 per day, that would solve my problems. Then that would be enough for me to not have to look for a job and to live, well, decent. Yeah, would be very lit, but that would cover all my basic needs. Just $2 a day. Come on, ad revenue. That's why I'll try to record a lot more.
Hi! The people have spoken. Hi!
Mexico, China, Ukraine. Yeah, stop because I saw Ukraine. Visiting Ukraine and visiting Russia. I wonder how that will go now. Although that was written 8 months ago, so still knows the situation well.
The people have spoken. Even after all this time, you still want to watch me travel around the world talking about culture and selling the biggest load of shit made from the mentally challenged creativity of extreme. Jeez, like seriously, is there nothing good live on TV? Not even a good anime? I'm pretty sure watching porn is a more efficient use of your precious time. But hey, I'm still getting paid, and that's what really matters, right? So fuck it, let's do it again. But first, we need something new. Because when you get to part 3 of just about anything, you've got to shake things up a little. Wait, I know a good friend that can help us out.
Hey, it's Sully.
Bitch, get your skinny fucking ass over here right now.
I'll be there in about 20 minutes.
Asshole.
I've never seen this TV sales guy.
See you then. That's right. Anthony Sullivan here. I can easily sell this giant circus to this 800-pound grizzly bear. I can easily sell this boiling pot of water to lobsters too. It's that time again to go worldwide.
We're gonna sell the dumbest shit possible to people around the world. So please sit back and enjoy the ride, because this is part 3 of my world domination.
So that like switch, was that added in? Is this something that I'm not getting? I'm not sure. That flag appearing. Something political that I'm not aware of. Because Kazakhstan or something? I don't know.
Hi, Billy Mays here, and I'm in Kyrgyzstan.
Kyrgyzstan, okay. Kyrgyzstan. I mean, I can read Cyrillic, but like that's not normal Cyrillic. That you know they have their own special.
A really high mountainous region in the middle of Central Asia. So rich in culture, it's an essential sibling within the Turkic family. So we could possibly...
Hey, what is that? That's a cool but. Oh, that's a trike. Okay.
Could possibly be important here. Maybe it's the untapped potential for green energy. Or how about... What the fuck is this?
Introducing Pride Kidnapping. All you do is force any beautiful lady into your car, bring her home, and convince her to marry you. It's that simple.
Oh my God! Yes, men have bigger balls than me.
That's right, Billy. I know what you're thinking. This must be illegal. Yes, it's absolutely illegal. The police just don't want to properly tackle this problem. Shut the fuck up back there.
He's the driver. Okay, that's dark.
But wait, without a friend or a family member, this could be quite a challenge. We need to make kidnapping more accessible for those lonely incels because the incel demographic has a lot of potential for making money. I know which product to endorse here.
Do they though? Don't incels always whine about not having enough money?
Hi, Billy Mays here for the Super Deluxe Grip and Lift. When you need some extra help
That's
from
dark,
kidnapping,
man. That's
beautiful
dark.
young ladies, it's a must-have.
Now you can pick up 82 times more weight than the original grip and lift. So instead of picking up deck leaves or grass, now you can pick up living, breathing, beautiful ladies with ease.
Who needs pickup lines to pick up hot chicks when you can pick up hot chicks in one easy motion? Just grip, grab, and go. It's that easy. The new improved Grip and Lift has built-in jaw inserts for when you really need that extra grip.
The secret is the readjustable grip. That means the insert can fit into a beautiful lady's cuffs like a jigsaw puzzle, and it easily conforms to all shapes and sizes.
Don't strain your back by bending over to pick up extra large bitches with just your hands. I already did that once. Twice.
They say the third time's a charm, though.
Third time's a charm. Hey, young lady, thank you very much for encouraging my shit behavior. Young or old, big or small, the Super Deluxe Grip and Lift does it all. You'll finally be living like a man from Kyrgyzstan, and the Super Deluxe Grip and Lift will show you how. Your future wife will finally be shouting, Mama! You know what Kyrgyz men say? Hippity, hoppity, you're now my property. Call now and you'll get the Super Deluxe Grip and Lift for only $29.99. But order right now and we'll send you the super extended arms that let you pick up more than one young lady now, and we'll send you the super extended arms that let you pick up more than one young lady at the same time. Perfect for a harem life because you watch too much anime and you think anything is possible.
So get out of your family basement and order right now. Shit, the police? Billy, help me out here.
We better get out of here.
Stray Dankpots. They're gonna be Dankpots.
Hi, Billy Mays here, and I'm in Australia. It's flat, dry, and densely uninhabited.
Population density map. Yes, I heard that it's really bad, that it's mostly deserts.
Situated on the end of the world, and when you're on the end of just about anything, you're gonna get a lot of shit. I'm talking about hundreds of dangerous insects and animals, and most importantly, the constantly increasing climate.
That's right, Billy. Nothing has the potential to start fires like climate change. Every year, hundreds of homes are completely destroyed by fires, and because of the hot climate, water basins are drying out, making it a lot harder to tackle fires.
Looks like Australia needs water fast. I know what you're thinking. Billy, the YouTube version of you hates the environment. Yes, absolutely. But at the same time, I gotta
Loves money.
keep the customers alive and safe inside in their homes because I can't make money from the dead and homeless. I know which product to endorse here. Good day. Billy Mays here with another breakthrough product that will replace over 50 tools. It's called the Watermatic. Did you know NASA could convert 98% of the that you and I make into the water that you and I drink? Until now, this technology has only been available on the International Space Station. But guess what? I went up into space, stole that shit, came back down, mass produced it, and now I'm gonna sell it to everyone. I know what you're thinking.
I appreciate the dedication of everything being upside
That is
down.
impossible because
so
this
base.
technology is patented by NASA. Not anymore. bitch. I own all the rights for this intellectual property. Now, I know what you're also thinking. Billy, how the fuck can you steal product protection just that quick? It's easy. I simply kidnapped an important young lady from just about any multi-million-dollar company and let Stockholm Syndrome do the work. Trust me, she'll get what you want fast, quick, and easy.
With the automatic, you can use your own pits, not just for tackling fires, but also for everyday household jobs too. Did you know that the leading household cleaners consist of up to 95% plain old water? Why pay extra for water when you can use pits to sanitize and deodorize your entire...
I think it reminds me in some way TP. I don't remember which one and by who, but he was Billy Mays was selling like piss spray.
home, leaving your home
remember
gently smelling like a public toilet. Think about it. Reusing pits is smart. It's all about reducing waste. And if Bear Grylls can do it, you can too.
But wait, there's a catch. Imagine all the good deeds you could do with your own urine, and no one will ever know. It's time to unleash that mischievous side of you. Deep down, you're a cheeky little fuck who wants to get away with everything. Has this ever happened to your neighbors? They're outside in the yard doing yard work in scorching heat. This summer, be a good neighbor and keep them hydrated with the water that you made. It'll have the oddest taste because remember, it's only 98% water conversion, not 100. That means your neighbors will be drinking a little bit of piss. But it gets even better. We've upgraded the original design so you can use more than just urine. It doesn't matter if it's stomach acid, diarrhea, pet messes, and wet stuff. It'll work just about on all types of liquid.
But what about like the grease? My husband's a do-it-yourselfer. He gets the grease stains.
Well,
on his
he's
shirt.
quite a fucking cunt, isn't he?
I know, that's why I married him.
Whether it's grease from the food or grease from your shitty unwashed hair, you can use it all, no matter where it comes from. Call now and you'll get the Watermatic for $40. But I'm not done yet. Call right now. Actually, fuck it. This commercial is too damn long. I'm nearly 9 minutes into this YouTube post. I gotta move on. Just order the goddamn Watermatic right now.
So?
Hi, Billy Mays here, and I'm in Indonesia, and archipelagic nation consisting of over 17,000 islands. That means air transport is a must-have. But there's one teeny tiny problem. The airline sucks so much code. From poor maintenance to plane crashes, flying in this part of the world isn't safe.
That's right, Billy. It all starts with air service deregulation, then cheap planes, then terrible infrastructure, then too much competition, and then high demand for air transport. It's just a big, huge, smelly mess. You can smell that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, look.
So Indonesia needs a trustworthy airline, and I'm talking about safety, quality, and versatility. Just leave it to us.
Fastest man. I want Billy Mays on the side. I want a profile of me.
Hi, I'm Billy Mays.
And I'm Anthony Sullivan.
We're here to tell you Red Bull can't give you wings, but we can. Introducing OxyClean over. Red Bull can't give you wings, but we
I really like how the hand is wearing something like a kind of glove that Billy Mays would sell. It's probably something that he sells that I don't know of.
We can. Introducing OxyClean Overhead. Soaring through the air you breathe, getting from A to C is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Our commercial
From A to D, skipping B and C.
grade jumbo jets are 4 times faster than the leading competitor, hands down. The secret's the nitrous oxide and other harsh chemicals that will propel you and your family through the skies at Mach 3, leaving a path of toxic gray smoke wherever you go. That's right. We're back to fuck the environment again. My attention to that shit is activated with the flick of the handy switch, but it's controlled by the factory trained down syndrome. Billy, in the freezer. But I'm just trained down syndrome. Billy, in the freezer. But I'm just getting started. Do you hate ordinary airplane food? That shit tastes like a fat crack or butt plug. But OxyClean Overhead is that shit tastes like a fat crack
Lyra. Doubled.
Or butt plug, but OxyClean overhead is a step above the res. We have beautiful stewardesses with double D racks on standby, ready to serve delicious, mouth-watering big city sliders for you and your family whenever you need them. And an average mini burger can cost as low as $1.99. It's like a 5-star restaurant at 13,000 feet. I call this big city serving big cities, and you're gonna love it. We give it 2 heart and 4 thumbs up. But I'm not done yet. Sometimes babies are always crying and shitting all over the place. Imagine that shit throughout your 13-hour flight. That's a doozy. But don't get frustrated. We have hundreds of bottles of blood odor ready to go to work. So for life's little accidents, we'll spray the babies down with some blood odor with or without the parents' consent. It doesn't matter. And we have all these methods of sedation for babies so we can shut the little shit. We have all these methods of sedation for babies so we can shut the little shit up for good.
But here's where it gets even better. Tired of lanes going around lightning and other kinds of stormy weather? It's just a big waste of time. But not for OxyClean overhead. We hire the most suicidal pilots that will push straight through that shit like it's a quick and easy death.
Unbelievable! Greatly inspired by the 2015 German wings incident, we'll take the most dangerous and suicidal shortcuts possible.
Hey,
so
that's the Con Air. That's the Con Air. I watched that just, well, relatively recently, I think. I'm pretty sure that's Con Air.
Get to your destination fast, quick, and easy. Whether it's through giant hurricanes or through the gap between 2 towers, enough to trigger some Americans out there. It doesn't matter. Hey, young lady, you hear what the weatherman said? No. Me neither. Because OxyClean overhead doesn't give a fuck. Whatever the weather, we'll face that shit together, changing the industry forever. But I'm still not done. We also offer private jets for those rich assholes.
Sully flies private a lot. He just recently turned me on.
Billy,
Rich assholes.
Sully flies private a lot. He just recently turned me on.
Billy, what the fuck?
Though.
I have to tell you, since Billy and I have really started working as closely as we are right now, it's a pain in the ass flying with Billy. I mean, I can't get through a commercial airport without everyone, hey, it's Billy Mays. Hey, Billy Mays here.
Sully, you drinking stingy bastard. Anyway, air transport is easier and more efficient than ever before. And OxyClean overhead will show you how. So call right now and book a flight today. What the fuck is going on?
Billy, this is payback for being a pain in the ass.
Sully, nope, you'll trigger the Americans.
But Billy, as a skinny English guy, annoying the living instead of the American is one of my favorite pastimes. But instead of going around the towers, we're gonna penetrate that shit.
What?
Say goodbye, you giant pussy.
Now, a word from our sponsor. A word from our sponsor.
I did go and read that. Yeah.
Hi, Billy Mays here, and I'm in Spain with a cuisine so delicious and a bland, quick, so widespread. You can find a little bit of Spanish identity in just about every nook and cranny all over the world. You get it all. Crazy pole fights, delicious tapas, beautiful architecture, and it's one of the best European hotspots for cocaine distribution. In fact, it's so crazy, according to research, over 90% of the money used in Spain contains micrograms of cocaine. Oh yeah, you can feel it. Unfortunately, I'm not here for the cocaine. We're here to talk about Basque Country.
Located in the north part of Spain, this area provides its own unique identity.
That's right, Sully. In fact, it's so unique, even the Basque land quick is the only European land quick I select. That means no one can know for sure which land quick family Basque belongs to. It even has its own sport
I never expected to be to get so educated by a YTP.
It's called basketball soda.
It's like squash, but 100 times better. Multiple versions of the sport exist, but the one we're talking about today is called High Fly.
High Fly is one of the fastest ball sports in the world. The ball hits the wall at over 180 miles an hour. That's amazing. Imagine all the long distance jumps that can now be done in half the time by simply tossing shit back and forth where and when you need to. Now that's teamwork and time. Efficiency dramatically improved. I know which product to endorse here.
¿Cansado de pelearse con la tabla de planchar y montañas de ropa? ¿Y si pudiera concentrar la eficacia de la limpieza al seco en la palma de su mano? Hola, soy Billy Mays y les presento a Steam Buddy.
What the fuck kind of dump was that? Hola, soy Billy Mays, para high flies away. Finally, eating just got 100 times better and way more fun.
High Flies Away is specially designed to throw any kind of shit even further than using the original.
Hey, you already pulled enough educational malarkey.
High fly baskets. We're talking about 275 miles an hour. That's faster than a fucking Bugatti. All this with the power of your heat.
You'll find hundreds of money-saving uses. Let me show you some of the dumbest practical applications. Come on over here. Bitch! Now, if you're a painter or a decorator, high flies away. It's a must-have. Great for extra large campuses everywhere. Just add the paint directly into the basket. Then yeet the paint all over your vertical surfaces to give you that Jackson. Paul, look. This is a decorator's and painter's wet dream. Or you can simply use it to redecorate your neighbor's home. But I'm just getting started. Have you already filled up your smelly garbage can days before the garbage men show up? Don't get frustrated. Just yeet your unwanted garbage someplace else and never worry about overloaded garbage cans again. And when you're done, you'll have one of the cleanest backyards in the entire neighborhood, whether it's all over your neighbor's beautiful garden or somewhere downtown, whatever direction you want to yeet. You'll bring a whole new meaning to one man's trash is another man's treasure.
We're throwing away 60 billion pounds of waste all over Phil Swift's backyard. That's enough trash to fill the Empire State Building 82 times.
And it doesn't stop there. It even works for eating people, too. So get your ass in the fetal position right now and let me eat you up to a little over 5,000 fetal position right now and let me eat you up to a little over up to
What's it with my space bar?
up to a little over 5,000 feet away. You can get rid of the worst scum off the streets, like this drunk homeless man that I found. It's the worst. All you do is yeet, and he's just another big city's problem. But I'm not done yet. Sometimes your kid's annoying the piss out of you, and when push comes to shove, you want your kids to fuck off and leave you alone. Well, I've got news for you. High flying away can help. So for life's little accidents, all you do is yeet and watch as the little shits disappear like magic.
But here's where it gets.
So, wouldn't that compete with the airline? Like, if you can just eat people, wouldn't you just use that instead of the airplane?
It's even better. Sometimes using a cell phone and driving can lead to terrible accidents. But with High Flies Away, even if you accidentally kill someone, you'll never have to worry about consequences. Just eat the body, eat the evidence, eat it all until nothing's left behind. The police won't suspect the thing.
Call now and get High Flies Away for only $19.95. As a special bonus, we'll also include the Watermatic because now we have a 3-step plan for annoying your neighbors in this YouTube hood. In fact, it's revolutionary. Step number 1 is to make them drink your piss. Step number 2 is to yeet paint all over their home. And step number 3 is to yeet trash all over their beautiful garden.
I love it.
Whatever. Bitch.
You've seen a lot of amazing demonstrations today. It's great to know that all the power, precision, and versatility for thousands of your shitty-ass household jobs can be found right here in High Flies Away. But you gotta call now. I'm Anthony Sullivan.
And I'm Billy Mays. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Sully, get your ass in the fetal position.
Billy, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeet. Jeez, oh man. Fuck Sully, that asshole can get his own flight home.
Oh, it's just Teutonic, okay.
Finally, part 3 of my world domination. It's over. And oh my God, I've never seen profits like this in my life. We're talking big money. We've sold 999 million super deluxe grip and lifts. As a result, there's been over 800 million illegal marriages. Moms, you're gonna have a new grandchild. Next, we've sold 4 million watermatics. That's at least 7 to 14 million gallons of piss reused every week.
Oh my goodness.
But I'm not done yet. There's been millions and millions and millions of flights all around Indonesia, thanks to OxyClean overhead. And from Indonesia alone, we've generated up to $150 trillion because we never mentioned the expensive prices for our flights in the commercial. And it's not just that. We've served over 101 million big city sliders for you and your fat ass. Over 500 million babies sedated and odor-free. And the best part, there's been no accidents yet. And finally,
I mean, you know, if there are no accidents, at least, yeah, but it's expensive, you know, at least you're paying for quality.
We've sold 6 million high-flying weights. That's at least 3/4 of the world's homes repainted and redecorated. And that's just about every man in the painting and decorating workforce randomly coming in the middle of the night. But I'm just getting started. You know what I want to do? I want to salute everybody out there that yeets their trash all over Bill's backyard. It'll take 100 years for that Billy Mays wannabe cunt to clean off that. I'm talking about mountains of dirty diapers. But wait, there's more. There's been 1 million new missing child reports. And finally, murder rates have mysteriously decreased by a whopping 95.
But wouldn't then the missing persons cases increase instead?
5%. Unbelievable. Can't wait for part 4 of my world domination. Did you get that? Extreme. Jeez, you got a job to do. So chop, motherfucker. I don't care just how burnt out you are. We want to see part 4 right now.
No, Billy, let the skinny English guy rest.
No, fuck off, Sully. You're done. Here's I don't need you anymore. 21 minutes in a YouTube booth with you is 21 minutes too many. Just go home. As for extreme, jeez, we need part 4 now, right now.
But seriously though, I am a bit burnt from this series. I'm gonna take a break.
Asshole.
Hey. I don't remember. Oh, it's like a movie review. I know why not? Why not? I'll maybe watch this as well. Why not? Strange. Did that appear on my? Oh, I don't remember. Or maybe I'll watch it. Well, not. Why not? You know, I should get educated.
Oh hey, there are lots of actors who are multi-talented nowadays. We're talking about actors who do their own stunts, write, produce, and direct the films that they star in. But, have you ever heard of actors who did their own makeup? Now that's not something you hear nowadays. Well, one actor did just that a long time ago. But this man's makeup wasn't simple. His ability to transform himself into these tortured, grotesque characters made him an inspirational figure in makeup, even today, giving him the nickname of the Man of 1,000 Faces. This is the story of Lon Chaney.
Lon Chaney was born Leonidas Frank Chaney on the 1st of April 1883 in Colorado Springs. His maternal grandfather founded what is now the Colorado School for the Deaf and Blind, where both of his parents met. Both of his parents were deaf. Because he grew up in a silent household, he didn't speak for the first few years of his life. At the age of 9, his life at school ended when he had to take care of his mother, who fell ill at the time. What was worse for her though is that she eventually couldn't use her hands for sign language. However, some have argued that this silent household was a training ground for what was to come later in his life. In 1902, Lon joined his older brother at the Opera House, who was a stagehead. This was where his acting career began. He became very skilled in pantomime.
Going back to this idea that Lon's silent household was a training ground, since sign language is speechless, you communicate through body movements and facial expressions. And of course,
sorry, had to help out my sister.
pantomime is a performing art with pretty much no speech. So Lon fitted in really well, to say the least. He began travelling the Midwest with popular vaudeville and theatre acts.
In 1905, he met the singer Frances Cleveland at an audition who was 15 at the time. Lon was teaching her how to dance, and eventually he married her when she turned 16, and she changed her name to Cleaver Chaney. A year later, they had a son together called Creighton.
The baby was born prematurely at 7 months. At first he was unresponsive, so Lon took his son out of the nurse's hands and went outside on a very cold February day in Oklahoma. He thawed through some ice in a frozen lake, baking a hole. He dipped his unresponsive son into the freezing water, lifted him back up, and brought him to life.
After the baby was strong enough, he went back to stage work for not only acting, but choreographing, wardrobe supervising, and stage manager. When the act settled in California in 1910, Cleaver took some singing jobs at a cabaret, which at one point made her more popular than Lon. The marriage had some troubles. With the cabaret crowd came drinks with well-dressed men. Supposedly, this developed into a drinking problem, while at the same time, Lon was giving dancing lessons and working with other women. Sometime in 1913, there was an argument on who would look after Creighton during a time of managing the Colburn Dill show. Eventually, after Cleaver finished her performance, she walked into the Majestic Theatre where Lon was working, went up to the wings and swallowed mercuric chloride in a suicide attempt. She survived, but it ruined her singing career. They separated and divorced in May of that year, and never saw her again. The ensuing scandal from the events forced Lon out of the theatre and into the film industry. His first films were made in Nestor Studios, which was actually his first permanent film studio in Hollywood. Sometime later, it was merged with Universal. Chaney at first played extras before eventually getting bigger roles. Universal later opened Universal City, which was a much bigger studio. Among all the hundreds of actors trying to get work, Chaney stood out for his skills in makeup. He had his makeup photographed to determine what worked and what didn't. In some cases he was recognizable, but others weren't as easy.
What's important to note here was that when he was testing makeup, it wasn't simply to know what would look convincing, but rather what would look convincing on film. And obviously I'm not talking about 4K color film here, I'm talking about lesser quality black and white celluloid. There were more things you could get away with.
For example, with wrinkles, I suppose you can blacken the inside so they stand out more and at most make them look thicker. He befriended husband and wife director team Joe DeGrasse and Ida Mae Park, who gave him bigger roles in their films, as well as encouraged him to play more bizarre characters. Together they made a lot of films throughout the mid to late 1910s. He also married former Colburn Dill colleague Hazel Hastings. Together they managed to gain custody of his son, who was in various homes and boarding schools since the last divorce.
Everything was going well for Chaney. However, he was relatively underpaid despite his skills. He asked for a raise but was turned down, being told he'll never be worth more than $100 a week. He left Universal but struggled for a while to gain employment. Eventually, William S. Hart, who was a popular actor at the time, gave Chaney an important role in his next film, Riddle Gone. It was at this point when Chaney's talents were recognized in the industry.
However, Chaney's breakthrough performance came in 1919 with The Miracle Man, playing a contortionist. Originally, the director wanted a real contortionist, but none of them could act. When Chaney test acted, his performance was so convincing that the director was supposedly shaken. It was one of the highest grossing films of 1919 and helped launch Chaney's career to new heights. One of the next films that demonstrated his ability to transform himself would be The Penalty in 1920. In this film, he plays a crime boss with both legs amputated.
To perform as a bilateral amputee, he strapped his legs behind him and then fitted his bent up legs into some leather stomps. Because this was the first of its kind without any real safety precautions, needless to say, this was very painful. A common thing to occur in the more extreme makeup. He could walk in those stomps for only 10 to 20 minutes at a time. With The Penalty and another film called Treasure Island, he secured his place as one of Hollywood's most famous character actors. Chaney would go on to star in the 1923 adaptation of The Hunchback of Notre Dame, playing Quasimodo. At that time, it was Chaney's most extreme makeover. On the breastplate area, he had robes he bent over to tie himself with, and by doing so, it would force him to maintain his hunchback posture.
The hump was made out of plaster, which would be attached to a harness that was worn on his back. Nose putty was put on the tip of his nose. Cheekbones were made with cotton and collodion method. Fake eyebrows were on top of his real eyebrows. And added on top of that were the wig and false teeth. To add to his unsettling appearance was the use of his tongue, which he sticks out frequently.
Chaney went even further with transformations in the first English adaptation of The Phantom of the Opera in 1925, playing the Phantom. The first notable feature would be his up-tilted nose. He used a strip of hard fish skin, glued it down with spirit gum, ran it up to underneath his skull cap, and then held it down with adhesive tape to maintain that nose position. His skull cap was also raised to increase the size of his forehead as well.
His ears were glued back. His eye sockets were painted black with white highlights added underneath the eyes, false teeth, and the rest was highlights and shadows of the makeup that made it effective. The next notable film that demonstrated his makeup skills was London After Midnight in 1927. The most notable feature was his mouth and eyes. The mouth consisted of a full set of sharp teeth. The upper portion had wires that would hold the corners of his mouth open to give him that constant grin. These also apparently hurt a lot and can only use for a few minutes at a time. His eyes were fitted with thin wires that would go around his eye sockets to give his eyes a more open and garish stare to them.
Not only could he change his physical appearance, but his race as well. He played a few Asians because at that time, anything was possible. An example would be Shadows from 1922. Just some trivia. It's adapted from the famous short story of, get ready, Ching Ching Chinaman. Yeah, now you know.
When it comes to Asian makeup in general, Chaney used library mending tissue to draw back the corners of his eyes, which gives them the slant. To further highlight the slant, light black lines are drawn on the inner and outer corners of his eyes. I couldn't see this in Shadows, but perhaps in another film I'll get to in a second. Of course, with a stereotypical Asian look comes the teeth that stick out more from the mouth. To make this kind of teeth, or any kind of false teeth in general, he fitted dental rubber over the natural teeth, carved the shape required for the character, and then painted them with tooth enamel.
In Mr. Wu in 1927, he played two Chinese characters, Mr. Wu and Grandfather Wu. Now, dual roles wasn't anything new, he's done this as far back as 1917. Now, Grandfather Wu definitely had the more transformed look here. One notable feature of Chaney's face is his strong jawline. When playing the frail grandfather, he managed to hide it, but it's not some advanced technique as you might think. The hood Grandfather Wu was wearing was simply moved forward, hiding his jawline.
It might sound too simple, but when you look at the contrasting colours of his light skin and dark hood in the black and white film, it creates the illusion that his facial width ends at what the viewer sees. You wouldn't think there's more width to his face underneath the hood. Because of this illusion, his face looks way more thinner.
Of course, with the 30s approaching and the introduction of sound film, actors needed a smooth transition to sound. You'd be surprised that some actors don't transition well and end up retiring in the early 30s. Chaney was obviously a very physically and visually expressive actor. Cool and all for silent film, but obviously, for sound, you need to use your voice. The sound of your voice was a make or break moment for actors at that time. So, how was the transition to sound film for Chaney? Well, he only starred in one sound film, but there is a reason for that.
It was a sound remake of a 1925 film Chaney starred in, The Unholy Three in 1930.
Now, folks, if you'll just gather around a little closer now. Come right in a little closer. That's it. That's fine, folks. Now, then, if you'll be real quiet, I'll see if I can get the little boy to say something. Well, how are you today, Tommy? Oh, I'm feeling fine, thank you.
Despite him credited for playing two characters, with one being in disguise, he actually had 5 voices in the film, and he even signed a statement declaring it was his voice. These were Echo the ventriloquist, as well as his dummy, the old woman in disguise, a parrot, and a girl. But I don't know which one.
It's quite clear that his voice was versatile, and his career in sound would have been a great success. So, what happened?
A year before, he starred in Thunder. Filming locations included a cold and snowy Green Bay, Wisconsin. On location, Chaney caught a cold. Unfortunately, that cold developed into pneumonia. By late 1929, he was diagnosed with lung cancer. To make matters worse, during filming, artificial snow was lodged in his throat, leading to infection. So despite the diagnosis, he carried on and acted in The Unholy Three.
Despite aggressive treatment, his condition worsened, and unfortunately he died 1 month after the release of The Unholy Three, on the 26th of August 1930, at the age of only 47. He was still remembered decades after. In 1957, his life was made into a biopic known as Man of a Thousand Faces, starring James Cagney as Cheney. Despite discouraging his son from entering show business, Creighton went on to become an actor, eventually adopting the stage name of Lon Chaney Jr. He didn't do his own makeup, but he was a well-known horror actor in the 1940s.
Several makeup artists and actors, whether character, creature, or regular, admired his work and learned a lot from him. Unfortunately, most of his films are considered lost, with London After Midnight being one of the most sought-after lost films that was destroyed in the 1965 MGM Vault Fire. In 1929, he built a stone cabin in the wilderness of Sierra Nevada as a mountain retreat. It still stands today, but it's not open to the public. Finally, his famous makeup case was donated to the Los Angeles County Museum.
Much like the other old stars I make videos on, I'm always intrigued by their unique traits and events that happen to them in their lives. I chose to make a video on Chaney because I was intrigued by his amazing makeup skills. Like I said at the start, it's not something you hear nowadays. Of course, makeup is only scratching the surface of this man's skills. His expressive body from all that previous acting in pantomime definitely helped his status as a character actor. It's stars like Chaney that make me appreciate multi-talented people. Like I said, nowadays there are plenty of actors who not only acted but have directed, produced and written their own works, given true creative freedom without any studio interference. Chaney was given a lot of freedom in the makeup department. He even tried directing and screenwriting in the 1910s, but unfortunately wasn't allowed to carry out his ideas. But despite that, it was revealed long after that Chaney had a lot of uncredited involvement in many of his works anyways. I think there's one thing we can take from this man's story. Now, Chaney may have been an actor, but his skill in makeup is what made him stand out. Now, you may be skilled in a certain field, but try and learn another skill within the same field. It can make you stand out more as a person and give you that sense of individuality that we all want. And with that being said, I'm out of here.
Lon Chaney attains immortality, said a Screen magazine at the time. No man in pictures, nor woman either, has won the wide space in the popular heart that Chaney could call his own. There never was an actor whose every gesture carried more feeling, more eloquence than Chaney. He will be missed not only by the producers, but by the millions who took him into their hearts.
Yeah. YouTube poops and education. You are an amazing channel. No, your channel is quite amazing because hilarious YTPs and very, very informative. Kind of like Lemon. Yeah, yes, quite alike to Lemon actually, you know. Well, although he stopped YTPs now, but you know, you get the comparison, I think.